My boy Denzel Washington silences woke reporter with Trump and race truth bomb.
The best black
y'all for the bullshit.
That's
so
crazy.
I bet like they thought he was gonna be like a victim, like and then he was like, nah.
I've actually never like heard of Denzel talk outside of like acting.
Movies.
Really, I've seen
him
people interviews like on the red carpet and stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen that famous speech he has at that school college.
I haven't seen that.
You didn't see the speech? That was a legendary speech,
Yeah,
bro.
nice.
I gotta re-listen to that. That made me want to turn up. It was right. I think it was right after we graduated, bro. It was around that time.
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
What do you do?
That's a great question. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore.
Whoa.
So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth. Not just to be first, but to tell the truth. We live in a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it. Sell it. Anything you practice, you'll get good at it. Including BS.
Whoa.
Anything you practice, you will get good at.
That was his
Dog, that might have
Good
been
or bad.
the realest clip I've
It's
seen
spinning.
in a minute.
Man, that was
He could
actually
be
so
hey,
simple and so
I was gonna say he
profound.
could be a coach, but he is the coach. Coach Boom.
Facts.
That was so
We gonna do up downs until blue and no longer tired, no thirst. He was go on that movie.
He said it's
I
not
can
about
pull every word on
truth.
that
That's a golden movie.
That's like my favorite movie, top 5 all time for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the ones.
He said it's not about truth anymore, it's about being first.
Man, that's crazy, man.
A lot of
Whatever you practice, you will be good
a
at.
lot of these media sources don't even care about the truth. They're like, well, it happened.
Hurry, hurry!
We don't even know the facts. Sin.
Oh,
Cracking away on
you said that didn't happen for real?
Look it.
It's out there now.
Hey, you better stand on your foot. You gotta stand on it.
Twitter, so back in the day, newspaper,
Wow.
you got all day till the, it's not true. Oh, well, we ain't gonna put it out tomorrow. But Twitter, it's boom. Oh, it's over with. It's out.
You gotta stand on that.
Yeah.
That was
That-
extreme.
Toothpaste,
Okay.
out the tube.
Stand on it. If y'all can guess what Denzel is,
What?
What do you mean?
what side?
Oh, I don't know.
Is he on the dark
I get it.
side, or he's
Based off that clip,
or is
he wasn't really, choosing a side. He was just
Is he
on the truth side.
If you don't read the newspaper, what he say?
He said, if you read the
If you
newspaper-
don't read the newspaper, you uninformed.
Yes.
If you read the newspaper, you misinformed. So what the fuck did you read?
Nah, I mean, that is true though, because you don't know what's going on. But then he
I'm
goes
supposed
to
to
the
read
media.
it, nigga. Everybody saying read. What?
But it does make sense though. It does make sense though.
I know it
It
does.
does. That's insane. I mean,
So how you got? I guess you gotta.
you wake up, you watch the news, you know what's going on. But if you don't watch the news, you go outside, you don't know what's going on. But low key, you just watch the
That's
news,
we
so it might not be the truth. So that's crazy.
And we used to never
Think
watch
about-
the news, bro. Like 2 years ago.
Yeah, the news is pretty interesting now. I'm dead serious.
Now because we into it now.
Nah,
we used to
wake
not-
up-
We used to.
I would wake up sometimes and like I'll see the CNN or the fight right there and I click it just to see what's going on, bro.
Yeah.
Cause it's really like it's kind of fun. It's kind of
I
fun.
ain't gonna lie. And a point
I don't
blank
got cable, so how you turning that on?
My TV just automatically does it.
Well, I didn't log in on whatever that is.
I remember when I was in Lafayette, I kept watching the news every day, and somebody was getting off every.
Yeah, see now that type of news.
day. I was like, I
You kill
can't
your
watch
life.
that.
COVID?
Yeah,
it was
No, when I was a
horrible.
kid at night,
It's
it was
horrible.
like, you watch the show or a game or something, an NFL game, and after the news come on, it's all this crazy bad, just like that.
Oh, I hate that.
Just
Oh,
kill my
I hate
life. Now I gotta go put on SpongeBob
Right after the game.
Yeah.
It happens every time. Okay, well, let's see who this guy is. Larry Elder. Never heard of him? Let's see what he had to say about Denzel. The only Hollywood star that's telling the truth about race. Wow, okay, let's get it.
This is about Denzel Washington, not about his acting, which is great. No, this is about
Y'all never seen
his
it?
perspective.
Yeah, no.
He's probably the only person in Hollywood speaking the truth about so-called race relations. Now, don't get me wrong. He's nobody's Republican. He probably wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump if you paid him. But
For Black people in particular, do you think that we can truly make change as things are right now?
Well, it starts in the home. You know, if the father's not in the home, the boy will find the father in the streets. Yeah, I saw it in my generation and in every generation before me and everyone since. It starts in the home.
Basically, a lot of us are done.
No, because at any point, somebody can say, I'm changing this. I'm changing
Yes,
this.
that's very true.
I ain't doing this. When
But if you
I
never
I
had
ain't
that
doing
role
it like
model, how are you you're gonna.
Some people still learn, bro.
No, some people can still definitely, but it has to be somebody. Like you got a coach or something at your high school.
Yeah.
Like this is
There's gonna be somebody. You just gotta eventually. I feel like in life you're gonna get told some good information. You just gotta learn how to discern where the good information comes from.
That is very true. That is very true because everybody got a good role model. Look at school.
Yeah, but sometimes they like, what are you talking about?
Your big homie.
Yeah.
One of your big homies died at 18, 19. This coach living, he's 50.
So, yeah.
It's kind of like you gotta look in.
Yeah.
But
it just takes life experiences to learn that sometimes. I feel like.
If you're a good guy, what if you're a young guy and, you
have experiences when you're young though. That's what I'm saying. Like you listen to somebody like that and maybe you have a bad experience when you're young. And okay, maybe next time I'll listen to somebody like that. I'll listen.
No, but I ain't gonna lie, Dad is pretty.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Very huge.
It's huge.
He's supposed to like help you know what it is to be a man and like what you value.
Because I was bad as hell, but the ass whoopings and the learning I got from my dad.
I believe him.
Well, imagine if your dad's already a street nigga.
That's gonna be worse.
Exactly though.
So
terrible.
So he gonna do the same thing, but the other way.
I feel like it's better to have no father than a father that's in the streets.
I think so, probably.
Unless it's he's in the streets.
Very interesting.
Unless he's in the streets and he's telling you, hey, this is not good.
Yeah. I'm saying like active gang member.
But if he in the house banging, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come
you
on,
go
man,
see that and do that.
Come on with the homies type dad.
That you automatic pass.
But if he's teaching you, I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if he teaching game, I don't think
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, a gangster ain't gonna have his son grow up and be a gangster.
Boy, that's
Sometimes.
in my middle school, bro. He was scraping blood in middle school because his dad was blood. Have you seen his dad?
Yes,
that's just
he's a blood today.
He
He done went to jail and all. He all stepped right down like he's a real blood today.
Wow.
He was
I'd rather
that in the 6th grade.
I'd rather kick this half his mama.
Wow, you tripping. I don't think that's a good idea.
No, I'm not saying you can help it.
I think having a positive male role model in the home is very important.
Yeah.
Positive keyword.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You were a perfect example.
Very, like,
Well, yeah, I can't say
If you had a gangbang down, we
I
don't
was like, come out here with me, Tyler, every damn day.
Man, you out there running track, man, who?
I just don't think like of a gangbanging dad where he like having his son come out there.
See, that's one of those who know who to learn.
Yeah.
Some niggas don't learn.
Yeah, some people don't learn.
So, yeah, it depends on the
But he probably ain't had no good role model. But he might have had it.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know, man. It's a cycle. Let's keep going.
That's why I said active. If he, he out the streets, he like making that nigga life. That's okay. But if he's like, no, this the way, do this.
At the end of the day, it always is decisions because I have seen a great role model.
No, that's
Mom, and the kids still be trying.
I want to reference
Bang.
what Vivek said. He sound blessed because I had 2 parents at home that value education and follow God.
He said that's privilege.
Hey,
He said,
if that's privilege, then I'm for showing privilege because that describes a lot.
This interviewer was determined to get Denzel Washington to go BMW. For those of you new to the El Dorado Nation, BMW stands for bitch, moan, and whine, and Denzel Washington wasn't having it.
I want to just ask you, though, about the issue of race relations, because the film touches upon that. Right now, under President Obama, over the last 8 years, in your mind, have race relations improved under his leadership?
Race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, oh, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
Damn! The crazy
Damn,
bro.
Damn.
Drop mic.
That was a great answer.
I know, he just dropped the crazy shit with that
Great
one.
answer.
He dropped the ball. All the shit we reacted to, that was pretty crazy.
That was a great answer.
All the shit we just said, what's the problem?
Damn!
And they always trying to blame politics, bro.
We gotta face
trying to
the
divide
No matter
us.
what policies you put in place.
They trying to divide us because that was real.
That was so
Listen, no president can change race relations. It is what it is. I gotta come talk to you face to face.
You gotta come talk to me! Come on, let's get it. Let's get it.
Talk to me about systemic, institutional, structural, foundational, endemic racism. And Denzel Washington wasn't going with it.
There's been so many protests in America, especially during the election. Black Lives Matter movement, for example, and those issues. Has that movement in particular, the Black Lives Matter movement, helped race relations or not in America?
Well, listen, we live in America, and in America we have the freedom to express ourselves. We shouldn't take that for granted. So whatever the movements are, whether you agree with them or don't, they have the right to express themselves. So that's one of the great things about being in this country, that you do have the right to protest.
You see, here's the deal.
That's your wife right there? She shaking her head like, that's my man.
He knows why so many in the criminal justice system.
In this country, that you do have the right.
He knows damn well why so many blacks are involved in the criminal justice system.
There was something I read where you talked about your
Did I ask you too much?
that, you know, like they've done like 40 years in a penitentiary together. So, and you know, incarceration rates in America has been a problem, especially as opposed to minorities. And Roman delves into the issues around the legal system. Do you think we've made any headway in the
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds. Yeah. You know, I was in Chicago a couple of 3-4 weeks ago, and we saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head, like 5 or 6 of them. And the driver said, yeah, they're little yummies. I said, who? He said, little yummies. Look up, Google Little Yummy. Little Yummy was an 11-year-old murderer.
Wow.
And you look at his picture, you'll see the headshot of him, and he's like this. And he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old.
Wow.
Who's doing life now, and a 16-year-old.
That makes no sense.
You blame the system? Where was his father? It starts in the house. It starts in the home.
In the mother.
And yeah, well, where my father got locked up, or where was his father?
Yeah.
And Mr. Washington talked about the friends he grew up with and what happened to them.
But like I did talk about my 3 closest friends, and they did, you know, 15 to 25, one did 28, this and that. I was the only one of the 3 that had a father in my life. Even though my parents were together, but I still had a father who was a gentleman and a good example. Yeah. And they didn't. We can blame the system if we want, but they didn't lock any of us up at 7. We were all doing enough to get locked up at 13. My parents sent me in another direction. They didn't have anybody to help them, and they kept doing what they was doing.
The formula for success: hard work, focus, commitment, persistence,
perseverance, 13.
Sacrifice.
You got Uncle Tom in the back, though.
There's a book somebody wrote.
But remember,
you never see this, bro?
Dreams
without
goals are just dreams.
It's in New Orleans.
And they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Sometimes just to not curse somebody out. Simple goals, but have goals.
Man, I like this dude.
And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline, which you have already done, and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more
so true.
Done. Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere. So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress.
Well, if I had him at
Quite
my
a
college,
contrast from this.
I'll be out there.
Being a black man in America.
I'm about to be the president. You see this?
Quite a contrast from this.
Being a black man in America isn't easy.
Menace to society.
you seen it?
The hunt is on,
I can't lie.
and you're the prey.
That's kind of
All I'm saying is,
that's a great word to
all I'm
crazy
saying
mindset. Kind of
survive.
To this,
We all have different talents. Some of you will be doctors, some lawyers, some scientists, some educators.
So you choose to listen to him or him?
Some
Your
teachers.
choice.
Yeah, okay. Some preachers. The most selfish thing you can do in this world is help someone else. Why is it selfish? Because the gratification, the goodness that comes to you, the good feeling that I get from helping others, nothing's better than that. And not jewelry, not big house I have, not the cars, but it's the joy. That's where the joy is in helping others. That's where the success is.
And at the top of Denzel Washington's list of things to do to become successful, put God first.
Amen.
In helping others. Finally, I pray that you put your slippers way under the bed tonight, so that when you wake up in the morning, you have to get on your knees to reach them.
That was hard.
And while you're down there, say thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. That's how I live my life. That's why I am. One of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in advance for what is already yours. True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already.
Hold on, I hear that again. Hold on, I hear that again.
And to indicate that it's yours already. I'll say it again. True desire in the heart, that itch that you have, whatever it is you want to do, that thing that you want to do to help others and to grow and to make money, that desire, that itch, that's God's proof to you, sent beforehand already to indicate that it's yours. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
Because this.
Damn, boy, I got the chills from that man, boy. He different.
Man, pause it, man. Pause it, man.
Man, damn,
I'm sorry, Larry Elder.
Hey, man.
Is he a pastor?
Hey,
Oh,
man.
Denzel or Larry?
Larry.
I don't know. I don't know Larry.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what
Denzel just talking about a lot of politicians.
Hey, bro.
Imagine Denzel a politician or something.
Hey, after that, I promise you I ain't hearing shit else. My vote. Put Vivek on the what's it called, vice president.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Denzel. I should have expected that out of him for him.
Nah, bro.
He snapped so
You never
bad.
heard that, bro?
That was
Hell
crazy.
no.
You watch that by yourself again,
That was
bro.
crazy.
Man, I'm like shedding tears.
I told you, bro. I
crazy.
said that speech was like the
That's
most.
that's the best speech I've ever heard in my life.
I heard that right before I went to Juco.
That was like Optimus Prime speech at the end.
Them kids
That's
didn't know
all
what
I
they
had.
had.
I thought I need to go get up and do something.
They didn't know what they had, because I would have been out there already.
I would have started crying. If that was my graduation.
Is that my graduation?
This last graduation, I would have started crying. Oh, God.
Me too, bro.
I would have shed tears. I would shed tears with no speech like that. That speech would have sent me over the top.
No, that's insane.
I gotta go take over the world.
Was that?
I'm like, I'm getting
Was that Dillard?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It had to be.
In
Is it
Louisiana.
That's a no.
Yeah, he tried to tell them where they needed that hit ready, boy.
I would start crying. I'm like, I gotta go take over the world.
Man.
I want it in me.
I heard
didn't
this
know
right
Denzel
before
was
I
like
went to
this.
Juco, bro. I heard that speech.
That's cold. Yeah. That's too cold.
I seen that in last year's shoot.
Oh, I see that too, okay.
Right before I
That's
was
what
in.
make you want to be like, I ain't gonna be looking.
All right, guys, let us know how y'all feel about Denzel.
All right, y'all, here's on Instagram, man. We out.